What up, everybody? My name is Tayton, and if you're new here, subscribe. So in today's video, which I already filmed this, but I'm a very big blabber and don't know how to get my words out of my mouth, so we're doing this times 2. So I don't know if you know, but tomorrow is December 1st. When you see this video, it's December 1st, so happy Christmas month. But it is vlogmas. So vlogmas means we are posting every day of December, which is my plan. There will be different videos of this whole month, and hopefully you enjoy them. In regards of today's video, it is how I became a firefighter and tips and tricks for you guys if you are trying to get into the fire service. I got on the fire department when I was a junior in high school. My high school had a program where I could start my fire 1 and 2 class while I was in high school, so I was still getting my classes, I was still getting everything, but I was getting my fire 1 and 2 off campus, and I loved this. It was an amazing time. I had met amazing people, I had awesome experiences, and I sometimes even had to get out of regular high school classes so that I could do this. So it was very fun. To start off from the beginning, my dad is a firefighter, and it was how I became interested in it. So I first started off with going to my local fire department. So this was a volunteer fire department. So I went up to them, I talked to them and told them hey, I am interested in becoming a firefighter. And they told me hey, we have a training this coming Thursday. You are more than welcome to join us. So that was the summer before I started my junior year of high school. Once I did that, I started going all summer to these trainings every Thursday night, and just got my foot in the door and got me comfortable in knowing what I was about to do, so that I knew if I was comfortable and wanted to actually do this for my whole junior year of high school. And once I did that, my junior year came around in September of 2020 and started the fire class. I loved it. It was from September 2020 to June 2022. Sorry, I had to think about that. Went through that whole program. It was amazing. I learned a lot. To sum it up, if you are interested in ropes and knots, any mechanical tools, life safety measurements, firefighting, fire suppression, emergency field, this is for you. I love this. It's very exciting. The adrenaline of this job is very awesome. And the thing with this job, though, is many people are like, ooh, I want to be a firefighter. But you have to remember that this job is not just fire, it is EMS. So be expected to be required to get your EMT, at least that. And because I hear many people that get on a department and they've got their fire 1 and 2, they're excited, they're loving this, but they have to go get their EMT. And they don't want it. So then it becomes a very big challenge for people that don't want to get a medical cert. So then they just don't want it, and then it's harder for them because they just don't want it. So be expected that you're gonna have to get that, because a majority of our calls is medical and a very small portion of it is fire. You do have those fire calls, but it's a very small portion of it. Once I finished my fire 1 and 2 class, it was the high school portion. At the same time, there was a adult class going through with it. So we got to work together sometimes. We would have days where we would have to do a Saturday, and we would be at the fire grounds doing training and all that. So it was fun. We had live burns, we had bailouts out of the window. We had tons of practicals that we would do, like fire suppression, or just a simulation of I'm the fire chief, this is my crew, what are you going to be doing to get them to knock out? How are you communicating? Put you in a whole different mindset, and it was fun. I know I keep saying that, but I just met amazing people. We hung out outside of class. I graduated from my junior year with that fire 1 and 2 to senior year of high school, and that is when I started my EMT class. So went through that, this again same timeline as the junior year of high school, and finished and graduated with fire 1 and 2 and my EMT license. So I had both of those. I was still the whole time working volunteer firefighting. with my local fire department, so I still continued running calls, doing all of that, and that was actually where I made my first house fire with my dad and winning together. It was midnight. We ended up coming back at like 7 a.m. and it was awesome. It was just like you thought it would be. It's hard to see. I graduated high school. I then started working full time at the fire department where my dad was working, and I can remember it very clearly. Again, July 5th, 2021, we had a garage fire. So that was my first one. I was excited. I pulled the line out and we started knocking it out. You always remember your first call. So I ended up continuing working in Indiana for the fire department there for a year, and I just wanted to kind of further my learning and my just continue learning. I just wanted to continue like learning and growing. So I ended up applying for fire departments farther away and ended up applying to like Alaska, all over Alaska, and then Memphis. And Memphis was the place where they would pay for me to move there and everything like that because they're hurting for people. So I took the job there, moving a couple months later to Memphis, Tennessee. So I already had my fire 1 and 2 for Michigan and Indiana, but because certain states won't transfer if it's not pro board, you have to do it again. So I ended up having to do my fire 1 and 2 twice, but it was good. I ended up still learning a lot. I got to be part of a big like city academy. So there was like 150 of us. We were there Monday through Friday, 7 to 3, and we had classroom, we had the physical, we had scenarios, and we learned a lot. I started that in the end of September and got out in January and graduated. And I only had my fire 1 then because they don't do it together. So a couple months later, I got to test and do my fire 2 as well then. Once I got out in the field and started working in the streets in January, I was at one of the stations, so there's 57, and we started working. So I was used to an average of like a couple calls, and this was like an average of 10 to 15 calls, and then you got to start riding the ambulance, and then you got to start working all over the city. So working there definitely made me very comfortable in all my medical skills, and it was an awesome experience. Once I got there, I started working there till September of this year, and I decided I wanted to join my boyfriend. So I am now moved to Texas, and I'm working here at a department. So this is the airport firefighting. So I'm now getting my ARF certification. I'll get confined space at some point, and then like your driver operator for aerial. So a whole different ball game, but another learning pattern for me, and I'm super excited. So the learning never stops. This job, you can never train too much for a job that can kill you. So for me, learn as much as you can. Don't waste an opportunity to learn more, because it will benefit you in the future. I hope this helps you. Just know, talk to your local fire department, go up to them, tell them that you are interested in becoming a firefighter, and they will help you out with that, because no one is going to turn you down for wanting to become a firefighter. And